A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a very, very warm welcome to Bookflix Live episode number 7. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to wholeheartedly thank all of you because of your invaluable love and support that I'm receiving. And so many new followers are coming in on especially on Facebook. And I'm so thankful to all of you. It is only because of your love and support that I am able to take this particular show forward. The show of Bookflix Live. We have come to episode number 7 today. I would like to quickly share a very important information at this moment, ladies and gentlemen. Today, due to some technical reasons, Facebook has not allowed to do live today because the reason may be I had been doing a numerous number of live shows in the last couple of days. Because of that, Facebook actually has not allowed. However, this particular show is going live onto channels of my YouTube, especially on Bro Thockchom Passion to Prosperity Coach YouTube channel and Bro Thockchom Manipuri channel. So what I do is I'll be sharing a copy of this once the show is over. I'll be sharing a video of this on my Facebook profile as well. Friends, this is the platform. Bookflix Live is the platform where successful people becomes the guide, they become the mentor. The successful authors who have written a successful book which has changed many lives, they come on this platform live and they share about their winning formula, which has been presented in their best selling books. And we also get the opportunity to ask questions since this show is going live. Today, ladies and gentlemen, as I had shared in a very, very short live video in this morning, today it is going to be very, very special because, as I said, the kind of learnings, the kind of life changing strategies which we get to learn from this Amazon India bestseller book. Let me just share a copy of this book. Amazon India bestseller book, Life Without If. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many complex ideas, complex strategies which has been presented in this book in a very, very simple, easy to understand manner that can be done by a person like Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joy King Birize only. Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary, though he comes from a very learned family, a family of doctors, as they may say, he actually chose a different path. Okay, he left study very, very early. Actually, his parents wanted him to continue his studies to a much higher level, but in between, he dropped out and he chose to get into corporate life. He started with Hindustan Unilever, then he moved to other companies, and he went on to become the managing director of Airtel Africa operations. So, in his journey, when he started to fight his battles of his own, and when he crafted his path, which is very, very different from the path that his parents had taken earlier, he would have faced many, many difficult situations. He would have been vulnerable in many times. He would have, I would say, fallen many times on this journey, but he had come up. He had come up even stronger after every fall. That's how he has been able to craft a journey wherein he became the managing director of a company, right? And there would be so many learnings from his life. As I was saying in one of the episodes, when you look at any chapter of Sudipto Chaudhary's life, a book can be written. There would be so many learnings, and he actually has those. And in this book, majority of those learnings had been captured, encapsulated in a very, very simple and easy to understand manner. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary is a person from whom we can learn a lot. Why I am saying so? If you actually look back to our own lives, there are so many aspirants, so many career professionals who would like to become a managing director of a company like Sudipto Chaudhary, right? So he is the person who has already walked that particular path. He has already traveled that journey. He has already achieved success, right? And he would have faced many failures, many setbacks in between. And he is the person, he has been able to navigate through those problems. He overcame those problems and he crafted a very, very successful journey. So that is why many of us, whenever we get opportunity to interact with this kind of a accomplished person, I think it's a big, big opportunity for us. It's that opportunity which we should not miss. He is going to be back again on the next episode. However, today's session is going to be very, very powerful. I'll just come back to that. uh, Before that, I would like to talk about the co-author of this book, Life Without If, Mr. Joaquin Berze. Mr. Joaquin Berze is another very, very accomplished person in a very, very young age. He is the person who has written more than 100 books in his career so far, very, very successfully. And many of those books have become bestsellers. And a person writing a book, it takes a lot of research, lot of studies. Only an author can understand this. Maybe for other persons, it will not be they will not be able to understand to that degree the way an author can understand. For an author to write a book, it takes 10 to 15 years, sometimes 30 years. So Joy King Birze has completed 100 books in this short career, and many of those books have become bestsellers. And he would have gone through so many researches in this journey. So I would say his brain, his mind would be having a completely, I would say, big powerhouse of ideas, game changing strategies. So again, Joaquin Birze is another person from whom anybody of us can learn so many things from them, right? And Bookflix Live is the platform where these kind of people are brought in live, and we have the opportunity to ask questions. This is a platform where these successful people would be sharing their game changing ideas, winning strategies, proven formulas, frameworks from their life journey, from their experience, from their researches. So, ladies and gentlemen, having said that, this is the platform where I want every aspirant, every job career professionals, every entrepreneurs, each and every people who are in any field, people who are in sports, maybe in public service jobs, maybe in private sector or public sector, maybe a politician, maybe a painter, maybe a homemaker, maybe anybody, maybe a scientist. In any field, if somebody has to achieve success, they need a design, they need a approach. Broadly, ladies and gentlemen, the broad guideline, the broad design remains the same. And this is the book which is talking about that design, to live life by design, to achieve success by design. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, I want to request all of you to please share the information about this platform called Bookflix Live with all your loved ones, known people, people around you, people in your office, people in your adda places, people who are connected online, offline. so that we are able to share the benefit with as many people as possible throughout the world. The formula for success is the same for all humanity, whether he lives in northeast part of India or other part of India or other part of the world. The formula remains the same. After all, the strategies or the frameworks or the formulas which had been presented in this book is formulated or captured after research of lives of people, successful people around the world, right? And the examples which has been cited in this book, the real life stories which has been shared as an example in this particular book, are from across the world. They are from India, they are from Western countries, they are from many other parts of the world. So the formula, the design which has been shared in this particular book is applicable for any human being of any profession, any realm of life. So I want to request you to share the information of this platform with as many people as possible. That will be the service to the people, that will be the help and support to this particular platform. Excuse me. Ladies and gentlemen, I had traversed a journey wherein I started from a very, very remote village, wherein I struggled for my studies, I struggled on financial matters. I didn't have a guide, I didn't have a mentor. I had to walk for 8 kilometers on muddy roads as I started my journey. I used to take care of cattle after coming back from the school. I started from that lifestyle. Coming from that lifestyle, reaching to a level of a vice president in the multinational corporate, I faced a lot of challenges. I faced a lot of setbacks. I suffered from depression. I was almost about to end my life, but I never gave up. I had risen after every fall, and the fall had taken place for innumerable times in my life. I had done so many mistakes. I had done mistakes because I did not have any guide or any mentor in my journey. Had I have a mentor or guidance, I would have made less number of mistakes. I would have been able to become more successful than what I have done today. I have gone through so many pains. I would have failed miserably. Probably I would not have been able to get up after those setbacks in my journey. But it's because of the support of my team, my hard work, the blessings of the universe that I have been able to rise up after every fall. And because of that, I am here today. And I see among the young generations of today going through the same problem. They are confused, they are not having any guidance, they are not able to get the right direction in their lives. They are doing something which others are doing, which is not the right way, which is not the best way, which is not the longeval or long term successful path. So that is where the need of guidance and mentorship comes. And this platform called Bookflix Life is the platform where I am trying to build this empowerment to the generations, to the young generations, especially those people who would like to do something, who would like to achieve success, who would like to leverage their core strength, leverage their inner potential, and reach to their best version. In this platform, I personally will be sharing my learnings, my lessons from my own journey, from my research on the lives of people who have achieved extraordinary success for the past 15 years. Apart from that, I will be sharing those learnings from the other people who have been able to achieve extraordinary success in their lives, who have been able to make some impact in their own life, in the people surrounding them in this world. So I think I'll be bringing in those ideas, strategies, and those frameworks which are proven, which has given success, which has actually helped many people to achieve success in their journey. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the episode number 7 main part. I have shared in the past episode, in the last episode specifically, that I requested Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joy King Birje to give us just 2 episodes to summarize the kind of learnings that we had in the previous 5 episodes that we had with these two gentlemen. Because they had been sharing so many powerful stories, so many powerful ideas and frameworks and strategies, which even for myself, I felt that, it is too many. And it's the time to pause and reflect and pick up those key learnings and look at those areas where we can apply to our own lives. Because learning is very good, motivation is very good, inspiration is very good, listening to all those stories is very good, but end of the day, if we are not able to apply those powerful ideas or strategies into our own life and make a difference into our own lives, I think own lives, I think the purpose of this particular platform called Bookflix Live will not be met. Ladies and gentlemen, through this platform, if I'm able to make a small difference for few people in their lives, I think the purpose of bringing up this particular platform will be served. I will feel satisfied and more than fulfilled. But from my efforts, it is not for few people. From my effort, if I look at the standpoint of my efforts that I had been making, I want to reach millions of people. I'm so thankful that in the past 2 weeks, over 8 lakh people have watched the videos that I had been sharing. And I'm getting very, very inspiring feedback and comments that actually gives me a lot of assurance and motivation and inspiration. It gives me the inner power, inner strength to do even more. That power is the driving factor for me. That power is the driving factor for me to wake the entire night. As a student, believe you me, when I was a student, I had never remained awake for the whole night to study. And for the first time in even after working for 27 to 30 years in corporate, I never had a night when I had to work for the whole night being awake. But for the first time when I started this journey in line with my purpose of life, I have started to remain awake for the whole night for so many nights, because I have to do other works that are my normal duty, normal works. And what I am doing here, creating these two platforms. One platform is Boflix Live, the other platform is Wahan Thok Leba Punsi in Manipuri language. And just to bring in the contents and trying to articulate the strategies in a simple and easy to understand manner, I am doing a lot of work. Setting up all this, I would say, technologies. I am not a tech savvy guy, but I'm learning, and learning never ends. So I'm spending a lot of time and energy so that I'm able to bring up this particular platform to all the people, because I believe that every single person on this earth deserves to have the good guidance, deserves to have the guidance from the best of the best mentors who have traversed the journey that they would like to start from now, who have seen the path, who have reached the destiny where they want to reach. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll bring in those people who have been successful, who have walked the path, who have reached that particular destiny where the young generation of today would like to reach. And they are the best people to give the guidance and mentorship. And they are the best people to show the path, to tell you that this is the right path, this is the wrong path. And they will boost your moral, they will validate you, which will help you to get a confidence, to get a conviction, saying that the path where I am walking today is the right path. Once you have that conviction and confidence, nobody can stop that person in reaching his goal or destiny. Ladies and gentlemen, in the last episode, I have shared some powerful stories which Sudipto and Joy King Birize had shared, and stories with powerful moral and ideas behind, which are in line with the framework that had been presented in this book called Life Without If. And I was actually fascinated by the story which Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary had shared, wherein he just landed in Africa. He was there for 2 months, and this tragic epidemic called Ebola started to spread out across that country. And that was highest level of fearful situation for him, but he had the purpose, and that purpose had given him the strength and the determination to convert that fearful situation into a fearless execution. He had picked up the president's award, and more than that, he had saved so many lives out there. He had saved thousands of people. They would have actually been impacted or affected by that particular epidemic, but his initiative actually saved the lives of so many people. Friends, just imagine, saving so many lives is such a great karma, is a good karma, and very few people on this earth can do it. And he could have returned back to India, but he remained there with the driving force called purpose that he had in that particular moment. And with that purpose, he was able to execute and create history over there. So let me come back today. As I promised, I'll be sharing the crux of the book. I would say I'll share the pictorial form of that particular book, or the message or the framework of that book today. And prior to that, I'll be sharing a Brahmastra. As I had promised in the morning in the short video that I had, the short live video that I had, I'll be sharing a Brahmastra today, wherein for you, you can turn any problematic situation into a successful journey, which will drive you to reach the success. Nobody can stop you once you are able to implement what I am going to share today. Prior to that, again, let me set the perspective clearly, more clearly. Many of us, we get into such situations in life that we are not able to move ahead from where we are. Sometimes we are stuck for so many days, so many months, so many years, that we start believing that moving out from this particular situation will be just impossible for me. And I have left all the hopes of coming out from this particular problem. And I start believing that this is how my life is going to continue. This is how I'm going to live a mediocre life, probably a failed life, or probably a life wherein I am not able to leverage my core strength, the potential that I have within me. I know that I have the potential. I know that I have the core strength inside of me, but I have almost believed that probably in this lifetime, I will not be able to leverage that. Probably in this lifetime, I'll have to live the rest of my life a mediocre life, a life of a failure. Probably that is why my next generation is going to continue the same level. Ladies and gentlemen, the framework, the Brahmastra that I'm going to share just now may look like very simple. But if you understand this and if you apply this to your life, I can write on the stamp papers saying that you can turn around your life and make a fresh start and make a journey of successful, I would say, continuation and achieve success in your life. And that's why I would request you to pay attention for the next 30 minutes. I'm not going to take so long time today. And this is one scenario. The other scenario may be probably I have been able to achieve some level of success on whatever I do as a job career professional in private sector or in public sector. Maybe I'm an entrepreneur, lady entrepreneur or gents entrepreneur. Maybe I'm a homemaker. Maybe I am doing something creative. Maybe I have a showroom, retail showroom. Maybe I have reached some level of success in the sports sector as an athlete or some other sports sector. And I am not able to reach to the highest level. But I know that inside of me, I have the potential, I have the talent inside of me. But due to the conditions, maybe I have financial problems, maybe I have family issues, maybe I have health issues, maybe I have the people around me who are problematic, who are stopping me from moving ahead in life. Because of all those reasons, I will not be able to reach my highest level. I will not be able to reach my best version, leveraging my potential, leveraging my core strength to the highest level. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in that situation, the Brahmastra that I am going to share just now can really make a turning point for you, make a complete turnaround of the situation, whatever degree of the problem that you have, whatever level of seriousness of the problem that you are going through now, any kind of issue, any kind of, I would say, problem you are going through, you can come out from that situation and write a new journey. Believe you me. And ladies and gentlemen, this Brahmastra has been brought out from this book. By the way, I give full credit to this book. I have gone through this book. So many powerful Brahmastras can be pulled out from this particular book. Friends, here, before sharing this to set the perspective even more clear, I'd like to share one picture and I'd like to ask two questions. This will make the perspective even more clear. Let's see this picture together. Can anybody recognize this particular person? You can type, you can chat, you can comment. Well, let me show another picture. Probably some of you are not able to identify this person. Let me share another picture. I'm sure when you look at this picture, you are able to identify this person. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Stephen Hawkins. Stephen Hawkins' story has been researched. His life had been researched, studied by Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joaquin Birje. And this powerful Brahmastra comes out of his life or from this particular research. Stephen Hawkins, he was a very, very bright student. At the age of 21, he has been diagnosed with ALS. What is the full form of ALS? Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a continuously progressive loss of mental and physical function because of the neural degeneration which happens in the body, which means he is going to gradually lose all the bodily power. For example, slowly he will lose his ability to speak. He will not be able to speak. He will not be able to walk, right? And he will not be able to write. And he was such a bright student, very ambitious student. He wants to become a well-known physicist. He wanted to contribute to the world. And he was very, very bright. A student of Cambridge University. So this kind of person, bright person, at the age of 21, this particular disease has been diagnosed with. And doctors, not only that, doctors had warned that he is going to live for another 2-3 years only. And the picture again, I would like to show you. This is a young Stephen Hawkins, the bright, brilliant student. And after that, he became like this. So, the point I am trying to say is that if you put yourself into this condition, what a normal person would think, what will you think? What I will think if I put myself in this condition? I'll start thinking that my life is gone. I'm going to live for another 2-3 years only. What's the point? What's the point of working? What's the point of trying? Let me try to spend the rest of the life, maybe 2-3 years, which is left, little peacefully, little happily. And my loved ones, my parents or my relatives also will say the same thing. Hey, you are going to live for only 2-3 years more. Enjoy this life, whatever you can, to the extent possible. Right? This is the thing everybody, all the well-wishers, loved ones would be saying to that particular person. So that happened in his life as well. He also started losing hopes. He is a human being after all. Not only that, think about anybody, any person who was so bright, who was so ambitious, who wanted to become a great scientist or physicist, do something great for this world. Just imagine the kind of aspiration the person had. And suddenly he has been told that you are going to live for another 2-3 years. For these 2-3 years also, progressively, you are going to lose all the strengths, all the abilities you are having. Slowly, you will lose the ability to write. You will lose the ability to speak. Eyesight, ability to move. You will be slowly getting into coma. Progressively, you will be dying every single day. Think about it. What would be the mental condition this person would have gone through in that moment? Ladies and gentlemen, it's very easy to tell this story. But the person who is living this life in reality, he would only understand the gravity of the problem, the intensity of the problem he would be, trauma that he would be going through. And he had gone through all those feelings, all those emotions. And one fine day, he decided that no, he will move on. Whatever number of days he had, he will live his life for his dreams till the end of his life. Do you know, friends, this small decision had completely done the magic. Can you imagine what all he has done? He did not die after 2, 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. He lived for 78 years. Who has seen the future? He lived for 78 years. However, he was not able to move. He was not able to speak. He was not able to write. However, this person has found his own way. This person had found his own way. He used to communicate with his colleagues using computer, synchronized computer process, through which he used to express his whatever opinions or feelings that he had. He went into very deep, very, very detailed research with respect to physics. And do you know, he actually charted history. He created history. He is a person who had actually contributed so much on quantum mechanics. He was a great person. He was a great achiever in terms of this particular field. He became a great, great physicist. He fulfilled all his dreams in that situation. Ladies and gentlemen, just imagine a person who had gone through that kind of a situation at the age of 21, person starting to lose all the abilities as a human being, and who had been told that you are going to live for only 2, 3 years, and progressively you are going to die every day. You are going to lose all those abilities. Just imagine what are the problems we are going through in our lives today. The problems, if you compare the level or the degree of the problems that we are going through today in our lives, because of which we just believe that we can't achieve what we would like to achieve. Because of those problems, we are not able to move ahead in life. I start believing that I'll be stuck my whole life in this situation because of the problems. Because of the problems, what kind of problems? The problems are, my family members are telling this, that you can't do this, you will not be able to move, right? Compare this problem with the kind of problems that Stephen Hawking had faced in his life. Yet he has moved ahead. What kind of problems we are facing? What other problems we might face today? Financial problems? I'll come to that, how to handle that. We might face politics in the office. We might face a situation wherein we believe that my leaders of my state or my country is not good. They are not supportive. My education system is not supportive. Maybe I don't have experience. Maybe I don't have a mentor or guide. Yes, friends, these are problems. I am not saying that these are not problems. These are problems. But my point is that, are these problems solvable? If you really have the determination, if you really have the purpose. We talked about purpose. As an example, we have talked about Sudipto's story when he was in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I love I love talking about the same story that I keep telling. That Life purpose is that particular power, that particular strength. It acts like the chamber of fire which blasts behind a rocket, and the rocket is pushed forward towards its destination to reach the next level. Life purpose is actually like that. It works like that. It pushes you whenever you are in a bad situation, in a good situation, in any situation, whether it is raining, whether it is like flood, whether it is a cold situation in the winter, chilling situation in the winter, in any condition, in any situation, life purpose will act as that driving force which will keep pushing you forward to move towards your path. Right? So Stephen Hawkins had that purpose. So coming back to the problems that we face nowadays, we face so many problems. Sometimes I feel that I am demotivated because of the behavior that my life partner is treating me like. I am fed up with the kind of treatment my parents are acting upon me. I am fed up of the kind of hardship that I have to go through every day. So it's okay, or let me relax. To relax in life is so comfortable, isn't it? It sounds very, very reasonable. After all, it gives me comfort. It's very comfortable. But friends, let us remember that today's comfort is going to give me much, much higher degree of pain tomorrow. But if you take the small pain today, tomorrow you will get that multiple times of joy and fulfillment and money, of course. So let me come back to the Brahmastra that I'm talking about. I'm setting the perspective now. Slowly, slowly, I'm moving towards sharing the unveiling the Brahmastra. In fact, I have started to share that, but till now it will not be well visible because I have not presented fully. Excuse me. So let us come back to Stephen Hawkins and his condition. In his situation, as I said, anybody of us would have given up in that situation, right? And he had decided that he will move ahead, he will live his dreams, he will live his life just to fulfill his dreams. Whatever number of years he will be living, he will live for his dreams. Friends, what actually would have given him the power or a strength or a determination in that bad situation wherein he has been told that he will live for only 2 3 years and he will start dying every single day, he will lose all the abilities of his physical body. In that situation, what actually would have given him the confidence and the power and the strength, especially the mental strength, to go forward and discover all the possible things in that given situation? He has discovered that synchronized computerized system of communication can help him communicate with the people around him, still continue his research on physics and reach the level where he has reached, and discovered that powerful powerful achievements that human race, human history could not achieve in the field of quantum mechanics. What would have driven him? What is that particular, I would say, Brahmastra or something that would have actually worked in his life, which would have given him the strength and the confidence and the conviction that he will move in that condition? He will move ahead and he will work for his dreams and he will achieve his dreams. And actually, he executed it and he achieved it. What would have worked? Ladies and gentlemen, what turns out is that there is a formula which he has applied. Friends, these are the moments. These are the moments I'm going to talk about the Brahmastra now. These are the moments where we need to do a very simple thing, very simple exercise. Very simple exercise. Say, suppose if he doesn't do anything at that moment, say, suppose, let's assume that he is going to actually die after 3 years. Maybe he was at 21 years of age at the time. And if we calculate 3 years later, it would be at the age of 24, he is going to die. Let's assume for a moment that actually he is going to die at 24. Stephen Hawkins is going to die at 24. All right? And in that situation, if he doesn't do anything, okay, he is going to die, it's okay. It's given. But if he is able to do something on his dreams, which he had for 21 years, if he is going to add some miles towards that journey, and if he is lucky, he would have achieved something big in that journey. And if he dies at 24 with some achievement, I would say his life would have been little more fulfilled. In fact, he would be having the feeling of a sense of fulfillment because in spite of that situation, he has been able to do something, right? So it's always better to try. And but how to do that? Because the emotional feelings are so overwhelming. The kind of pain that he would be going through in his mind would be so painful. How somebody can bring his sense in that situation? So here only two things that Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joy King Bidze are saying. In that situation, we need to do a simple exercise. We need to take a pen and paper. So let us look at our own lives. I am talking about the practical terms now, how to apply this in our lives, how to find strengths to fight that problem that we are going through today. And we can move ahead. We can come out from that particular situation, from that problem, whatever degree may be the problem, and move ahead in life. Or maybe I am somewhere in the level of success journey, I want to reach to the next level. Let's apply this theory. What Sudipto sir and Joy King Bidze tell us is that take a pen and paper, write down in that situation what are the things which are not in your control. And on the other hand, write all those things which are in your control. By saying this, we are not saying that you do not recognize the problem. You just forget. How can you forget the problem? You are just telling us to write down. You're telling us to forget the problem. No. They are not saying to forget the problem, ignore the problem. They are saying that recognize the problem. Yes, this is the problem. For Stephen Hawking, he will be disabled physically. That is the problem. But will his mind work? Yes. Will his intellect work? Yes. Maybe those are the things which are in his control. And which are the things which are not in his control? The disability of his physical bodies, inability to speak, inability to write, inability to move, etc., etc. So what they are saying specifically what they are saying is that separate the two things. Write down and separate what is in your control and what is not in your control. Once you are able to do that, park that not in control part separately. Okay, park that out, because you can't do anything on that. It is not in your control. No point fighting that particular battle. No point wasting your time and energy to try to solve that problem. Come to the things that you have in your control. In his case, his mind, his intellect, his intelligence was the thing which was in his control. Write it down. In your case, what are the things which are in your control? And align those things with your destiny, with your goal, and make a plan how to move towards that. Find, try to find a way. So you will definitely find a way. If a person like Stephen Hawking in that age was able to find a way to communicate through synchronized computerized system, our problems would be much, much smaller. We will be able to find a way. All right. So again, I'll come back that, your goal, your vision, mission should be aligned with your purpose, right? So that your purpose keeps driving you as a driving force. It keeps acting as the chamber of fire behind the rocket, which will push the rocket towards the destination. So once you have things, the list of things which are under your control, and once you align those with your goal, ladies and gentlemen, you will have the master plan, and you will, nobody can keep you, nobody can hold you from moving forward in your life. This is the Brahmastra. I hope you've liked it. Even for me, it's very, very inspiring. I think it's a very, very deep level of research that Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joaquin Brize have been able to do. I try to congratulate these two gentlemen for such a powerful, uh, I would say, framework, powerful Brahmastra. I'm sure many people in this world, if they seriously try to understand this simple, life-changing formula and apply in their lives, they can actually change their lives. So this particular formula has the power of changing so many lives, impacting so many lives. Ladies and gentlemen, let's try and apply to our own lives. Let's change our lives. Let's start living our lives by design. Let's start moving our lives, or moving towards our destiny by design. Let's start living our lives with freedom. Just to add to this before we end this particular episode of today, I'd like to share another story. Not story, it's a behavior that Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary had and Mr. Sudipto Chaudhary and Joaquin Brize had shared. Excuse me. I think it's going to be about 12 now. So it's time for me to share the framework, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring the framework right now. Let me bring the slide here. Let me share that with all of you. This is the framework, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just looking at the framework now. So I'm trying to summarize the whole ideas which has been presented by this particular book called Life Without If. Here, what actually is being said is that if you look at this particular diagram, you will be able to see that the first, I'm not able to read this, though I am presenting this. Give me a moment. I'll try to zoom it out a little bit if possible. Not an issue. Not an issue. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to quickly summarize this. The 10 key learning points which we can go through, or which we can pick up from Life Without If. The first one is the paradigm. The paradigm which we are going to see here is that replace your fear with clarity. Live by design, not by default. This is the kind of paradigm shift that we can bring in if you actually apply this book. If you have some fear of facing the future or taking the action, try and understand, try and bring the clarity. Once you have clarity, you will have the power and you will be able to live your life by design. The clarity in terms of what and how in your life. So let's look at that. The principle which the book has been saying is that own your ifs. There are so many ifs in life, and own those ifs. Choose your action as per the guidelines which has been mentioned in this book. Earn clarity, design your life. The key habits: spot negative ifs. Try and find out which are the negative ifs that you are having in your behavior, and reframe your fear. Align daily choices and reflect and shift. And the key balance is perfection stalls, progress moves. So the thinking of, I would say, uh, perfectionist behavior, that gets stalled, and you start progressing in your life and you start growing every day. And this is what has been explained here. The role of if you talk about here, a small word, when you actually read it, only two lettered word, it's very very small when you read, but it has a huge impact. If you can free you, it can actually free you from the trap that you go through in your life, which holds you back from moving ahead in your life and achieve success by design. The dual nature of if, as Suripto and Joy King Birze had repeatedly said, there are negative ifs and there are positive ifs. If can spark your dreams or feed your doubts, you choose. Very, very powerful statement. Again, I would like to add here. The negative ifs are the, I'll try to just bring in my, yeah. So the negative ifs are the, I would say, behaviors which we have, the self doubts that we have, which will stop you from taking actions, which will actually steal your power, steal your motivations, which will hold you back, which will pull you down. And the positive ifs are the behaviors which will actually push you forward, that will inspire you, that will give the inner power, inner strength, and that will push you forward. And negative ifs are the behaviors which will pull you behind. And positive ifs are the, I would say, behaviors which will push you forward. So these are the differences. So you need to choose which one you like. Again, I'm just showing the slide here for your reference. And then living by design, create a life that reflects your true values by choice, not by chance. It is very, very self-explanatory. Then he talks about behavioral continuum. Here he says that every action lies on a spectrum. So they have spoken about a spectrum. And when Suripto sir comes in the next week, I'll again request him to explain these things in a more detailed manner. Now I am just quickly summarizing these learnings as I have promised to you. So every action, whether positive, negative, whatever actions we take in our lives, all the actions lie on this particular spectrum. And if you are aware of the kind of the action you are taking, awareness in terms of which part of the spectrum your actions are falling, once you are aware of that, you will be able to, I would say, do smarter things, and that will help you to move closer to your best self, your best version. And here Sudhusa talks about intent versus actualization. Bridge the gap of dreams and reality with clarity and action. Amazing. This is something I really love. So They say that we have a dream. Everybody has a dream. We want to achieve success. Everybody wants to achieve success. Wanting to achieve success, having a dream, and in reality, you are reaching there. I think that is success. That is the dream. And first of all, how to design the dream, what is the dream you are going to have, and then how to reach there, step by step processes. They call it life without ifs gym, right? So, what are the practical steps? How to execute that? I think this is the bridge between dream, your aspiration, and executing it, achieving it in reality. I'd say this distance is the bridge that they are saying that this book is going to help you reach that, bridge that particular gap. Once you are able to bridge this gap, once you are able to traverse this journey, once you are able to cross over this bridge, here you have the success. Here you achieve success and fulfillment. Here you achieve success by design. This is the design this book is talking about. Let me bring in. CSM redefine success as inner fulfillment, not just as outer achievements. Very powerful again. So, again, this is talking about the fact that somebody can achieve success in the career, in business, in any field. But if it doesn't fulfill your inner core, inner soul, this success doesn't have any meaning. So the holistic success is what they are suggesting. Try to achieve that success which gives you meaning and fulfillment. So this book again talks about how part of it. Let me come to the last few part. Again, frenemism is something which I would say they have talked about. They're saying that have professional collaboration even with your rivals to spark growth and innovation in your life. Again, this is very, very powerful and very, very interesting. And I would request Sudipto sir to even explain, elaborate on this when he comes next week. And then or. Life is not about choosing either or, it's about embracing both, is what they say. And they will explain it in a better manner when they come. And minimize negative ifs, break free from limiting beliefs and step into possibility, amplify positive ifs, turn what if I fail into what if I fly. So again, this is the same thing which we had been talking about. They're saying that in life we have so many negative ifs. First of all, recognize those negative ifs which are there inside of me in my behavior, and also recognize those positive ifs which can be, and then minimize those negative ifs and leverage those positive ifs. This will help you to come to a stage wherein you will say that instead of saying, what if I fail by doing this, to what if I fly by doing this, right? So this is what this book summarizes as, and this book says that this is how you design your life. This is how you achieve this success by design in your life. Right, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you so much. I'm sure you have had some valuable learning today. Personally, I have learned a lot from this book. And I can promise you that, I can guarantee you that if you actually watch these episodes of this particular conversation that we are having in this Bookflix Live in the past 5, 6, 7 episodes, you'll be able to gather good enough number of strategies which can actually change your life. It is up to you. Maybe the way we have presented, maybe the way the visuals are looking like may not be great. But again, let me share with all of you that, let me remind you that this is not a performance show. This is not about how Bro Thockchom speaks well. This is not about how the visuals which are played out in this particular show is so great. This is not about that, ladies and gentlemen. This is about getting the idea. This is about the life changing frameworks which actually you can gather from those people who have walked the path, from those people who have executed success in their lives, who have already reached those places where you and me would like to reach, and learn from them the formula, the how part, so that we don't have to break our heads, we don't have to spoil our time and energy and money to discover what is the best way, just to understand and realize once the time is gone that, hey, it doesn't work, it is not the way. Let's be a smart person, let's not be a fool person. Let's learn from those people who had executed, who had achieved success, who have reached that level where we would like to reach, is what is my urge and recommendation to all of you. Let us help many people, as many people possible, get guidance, get benefit from this particular platform called Bookflix Life. I'll try and bring in as many successful people as possible going forward. I'll continue this journey as a part of my purpose because, ladies and gentlemen, I did not have any guidance or any mentorship in my journey. That's why I have gone through so many pain. I don't want today's generation people, I don't want today's young people to face the same pain, lose time and energy, lose confidence, lose conviction, lose money in their journey. I want to help them. I want to empower them to save those time, those energy, those money, so that they can apply those for better things in their life, to advance in their lives, in their journey to achieve success by design, to live a life with meaning. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me to help you, to help me to help as many people possible in this world. This is an effort which I'll be making till the last breath of my life. Please support me. If you support me, at least that will be a good thing for any person who needs this guidance. Because I only understand the importance of this guidance, this mentorship in somebody's life, in the life of somebody who would like to achieve, who has the dream to achieve something in their lives. I missed that in my journey, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to see other people, the future generation, miss that in their lives. When I came to this world, I didn't bring anything. Whatever I have achieved in this world. I will not carry anything when I die on my last day. And I would like to share whatever I have gathered from this world with this world. In this process, I'll continue to write my success journey, progress in my success journey. I'll continue to do that. When I continue to do that, whatever I learn from those successful people, whatever I learn from my own journey, whatever I learn from my own research, I'll keep sharing with the world. I'll keep sharing through these social media platforms that I have. And these are the two platforms I have created. One is the Bookflix Live. The other is the Wahan Thogleba Punsi. One is in English, the other is in Manipuri language. Help me, ladies and gentlemen, to help as many people in this world, because the world needs it. In this world, there are so many people who are vulnerable, who are not having the direction, who are not getting that particular confidence and conviction as to which path is the best path for them. They need that helping hand. They need that guidance. They need that mentorship. They are confused. Let us try to be the light. Let us try to show the path to those people. Help them achieve their lives. That will be the service to the world. That will be the service to the humanity. I urge you. I request you. I pray you for your support. Please Keep sharing the information about this platform with as many people you know in your locality, in the country, outside the country. Ladies and gentlemen, having said this, I'd like to thank all of you. Here, I would like to conclude today's episode of Bookflix Live, which is Bookflix Live episode number 7. And we'll meet again. We will meet again on coming Sunday at 11 a.m. Until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay joyful, stay successful. Thank you so much. Bye bye.